When the fam's out, the scam's out. Yep. When the fam is out, the scams is out. The holiday scammers, grifters, whatever y'all want to call them, they use the holidays, in my opinion, to tug on the heartstrings of people who might not even have the resources to give, but will give out of the kindness of their heart because it is a holiday. And they would hate to see families, especially children, go without. Some people would even hate the thought of a child going without a gift on Christmas, which I can understand. And this is why the people who are on the internet to take advantage of those people with kind hearts will be able to do so successfully, because they understand the nature of people who want to help, the people who want to give, the people who will not question anybody's intentions. And that is why it is dangerous for anybody with a good heart on a holiday. You have to be careful. You will be the main target. It is the truth. Y'all, this video wasn't even supposed to be what it's about to be, but I'm so aggravated with things I've been seeing online around this Christmas season. I just seen a video of a mother who legit got on TikTok and she was like, y'all, the rent is due. You know, she's talking about the 1st of January. The 1st of January coming up. I ain't even got my kids no Christmas gifts. She had a Cash App, PayPal. All the ways you could send somebody money was like right on the screen. And she's in the car. You know, them dark videos that people shoot when they want you to feel like real sad with them. She got the hoodie on. She's like, oh, you know, I don't know how we gonna do it. I don't get paid a lot from TikTok. I don't get a lot of money. You know, I just have to pull out a loan 2 months ago. And I'm listening to the story. I'm like, man, I've been hearing a lot of these stories on TikTok around, you know, it's holiday season, y'all. So I've been seeing a lot of the same story. But I don't like to say everybody's not being truthful. But what you can do is look on the person's profile who's saying all these things, right? Y'all, tell me why I went and looked. And she was not the mom I was expecting to have made that video. When I tell you she had big screen TV, she was doing hauls, like she was showing gym sets that she was wearing and all these different things that she had bought just a month ago. She was one of them Stanley Cup having, Starbucks going to, moms who like to show all the nice things in their house. So you know the aesthetic I'm talking about, the stuff where they like to make everything look really nice. The house wasn't a regular type of house. This is a nice house, like a big house. And then she had a beauty room that was not no normal beauty room. It was painted, it was decorated, all these nice trinkets and all these fancy things on the walls. I was astounded. Just a month ago, this lady was in there doing fashion hauls. She's doing makeup hauls. She's in her room with all these perfume bottles. You see all the makeup brushes and all the makeup. She was showing how she used some sort of powder on her face so you're not oily. She's on TikTok essentially like selling stuff, but you know, usually to sell stuff, you got to buy stuff. And you know how it is when people are trying to be these influencers, like influencer moms. When I tell you, I felt sick. I legit am tired. I'm tired. My mind instantly went to, instead of taking the money and getting those 6 Lululemon sets, why didn't you just go buy some gifts for your children 2 months ago? Why didn't you go buy gifts for your children when you were doing that perfume haul about 3 months ago? Why didn't you just go buy? Because Christmas is at the same time every year, y'all. It's not like we don't, like it's some sort of surprise and we don't know when it's going to happen. It's quite literally December 18th. And she said her children have no gifts. I'm just like, they don't have the gifts because she didn't go get the gifts. She could have, instead of got the gifts, she could have not just got the Gymshark or whatever, Lululemon, whatever it is. And then they act surprised, like, I don't know how I'm gonna do it. I don't know how you're gonna do it either, because when you had the money, you spent it. That was the Christmas money. Hello, whenever you go out to eat, that's the Christmas money. Whenever you go on a trip, that's the Christmas money. And then, you know, you say you're in debt, whatever, I get it. But it doesn't line up when you're still out buying unnecessary things and putting it online. Like, I can't understand it. The only reason I seen that video was because I was watching videos of people saying how they're struggling on the holidays. And I was like, man, you know, I want to talk about some of this stuff on my channel, right? But when I seen a lot of the people that are saying they're struggling, and then there was another mom saying how she's seen the same thing. And she's like, the moms who are saying they're struggling, they aren't the moms that y'all are expecting.
I've been seeing so many moms get on TikTok and make videos about not being able to afford Christmas for their kids. And it's not even those kind of moms. It's the moms where, oh, I can't get everything on their list. Whoopity do. At least your kids have presents to open. There's actual moms out here that have to go through a Christmas program just to get gifts for their kids. We can't even afford to buy one gift. So stop coming to the internet when you can afford to buy a coffee every day. You can afford to get your lashes done every couple weeks. You're out here getting your hair done and getting extensions when we all know that that costs thousands of dollars. Don't go on the internet and paint a picture perfect on your page and then come onto this app and beg for help, because you're taking away from the moms that could actually use the help.
And I'm like, yeah, I see what she meant now. I understand people may be giving an illusion to people online, but to give the illusion to people and still have the evidence up on your own social media sites of how you've been spending your money, and then to come to those same people to ask for resources when, let's be honest, everybody seems to struggle around the holiday. They're trying to make ends meet and they're trying to do all these lavish things for their kids or their family, and rent still got to get paid on the first. Right when we was done with Thanksgiving, it's time to start shopping for Christmas if that's what you do. I'm honestly disappointed and annoyed with seeing all this sort of stuff online.
I've seen 3 people begging for presents for their kids this morning alone on TikTok. And listen, I get it. Times are hard. Times are tough. I understand there's not enough money out there for everybody. Some people have got it and some people haven't. My only concern is some of these people are not genuine cases. Like, I've clicked on some of these profiles and there's no content of their family, of their children, of their lives. And I just fear that the people that are giving are getting taken advantage of. If you genuinely are in that situation and those circumstances, obviously my heart is breaking for you. And there are avenues that you can go down, e.g. charities. You know, you could buy your kids gifts for all, like board games, things like that. You know, there are cheaper alternatives, and I understand that's not what you want to do. I understand, obviously, if you are a genuine case, you don't even want to come to TikTok to beg. But my only fear is for the people that are giving the money, that they're getting scammed. And I just think if you are going to send somebody money, just please do your research beforehand, because we all love to believe that everybody is good and kind and genuine, but the reality is, in this world, like, they're not.
My annoyance is for people who could have prioritized these sort of things beforehand, but just chose not to and financially could. My annoyance is not for those people who unfortunately have fell on hard times due to this economy or job loss or those sort of things, or maybe just not making enough money at all. And then not only that, you have actual scammers that come up with just absolutely false stories to get money from people around the holiday. You go back and just, fact check, see what's going on. And they've been doing some of the most lavish things the average person has not been able to do. Everybody, I don't care who you are, you have to be careful online by who you're listening to and who you're giving money to. Because I know some people are blindly like, you're such a good mom. And I'm not saying this person isn't a good mom, but I'm just saying how if you just see the surface level videos, you'll feel like, oh, I need to do this, I need to do that, I need to give, or oh, you're going to get everything and your kids deserve the world. And look at some of the parents. I'm not saying who you shouldn't and shouldn't give to, but I'm just saying be smart. A lot of these people online that you do not know, and some people you do know, are straight scamming. They gonna scam, they gonna scam, they gonna scam. They're making up complete falsehoods to get money out of people right now. And it's not always because they don't have the money. It's like they might have the money, but they rather spend the money elsewhere. When you see somebody doing hauls of items back to back to back, and they get on here and say, hey, my kids ain't got nothing for Christmas yet, and we're only a few days, or like we ain't that far from Christmas. What they spent their money on before is what they prioritize and what they find important. They don't want to spend their money on the kids. I'm sorry, I don't know how else to say it. They don't want to spend their money on their kids. They want to spend the money on themselves. And they're like, hey, I'll get my followers or my subscribers to send money to my kids. And I think that's so messed up. I really do. It's like, you're not going to make better content. You're not going to provide value to people. And unfortunately, it's a lot of the parents that do the same 1-2 step every year. They like, oh, stuff is hard. There are actual parents that cannot afford anything. I almost kind of feel like it's a slap in the face to those parents who don't even care about buying the gifts for their kids. They are trying to keep the lights on. You know, it's a slap in the face, in my opinion, for somebody that just was doing hauls a few weeks ago to hop on here asking for cash apps and saying like how down bad they are and all woo 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 woo. When you just spent your money doing other things that weren't necessities, you could have used that money for your children. And there's other parents out here who legit are not spending money on Christmas because they're like, forget Christmas. Y'all better be happy. We got electricity, we got water, we got basic necessities and all of the things like that that are truly important. It would be nice to have gifts for the children. Yes. But if you just said that you are in debt, allegedly, because I don't know if I believe that, but if you say you're in debt and you're paying off loans for food that you bought months ago, why was you doing shopping hauls just 3 weeks ago? You see how that don't make sense? And then get online with the with the hood. Oh, all is hard out here. Everybody's struggling. This is why I made that video about avocado toast broke. And a lot of y'all tried to say, oh no, everybody's struggling. Everybody is struggling on different levels. We are all going through something in life. You know, we really are. You don't know what the next person is going through, but to really think that everybody is on the same playing field is naive in my opinion. It shows more wisdom to understand that we are not all on the same playing field financially. We all do not have the same resources, but somebody can say they have the same situation as you. And if you're naive, you'll believe that. If you're too hung up on your emotion, you'll believe that everybody walking around is the same as you. You're like, oh, everybody's struggling. There are moms on TikTok who are like, what are we doing for Christmas, y'all? Like, how are we affording it? Just because y'all are all saying the same thing online does not mean y'all have the same bank account, does not mean y'all have the same resources. Some of these people have really good jobs and they're doing the same thing as a lot of the moms who don't have these resources by saying, hey, I can't afford it. Do you truly believe that all of these people cannot afford to do these things? Or is it more likely that some of them, not saying all, is it more likely that some of them are wolves in sheep's clothing, making 3 times as much as you? And nobody owes anybody any explanation on their finances at all, right? But when people are online asking you for money, asking a stranger to help out, use your discernment, use your brain. Don't go off of what nobody say. Go off of what you see. And this is why I don't like one of the phrases that's going around right now that's like, what did they say? Like, oh, we listen and don't judge. You're supposed to judge righteously. Are you saying don't judge based off of what your eyes are showing you as evidence and just turn the blind eye? That doesn't make sense. That's just being foolish. See, when we start saying all these things like we look and we don't judge, we judge some stuff. We judge. When it comes to sending your money and being used by people, y'all need to be judging. Y'all need to be opening your eyes and reading the context clues. You need to be looking in the background. You need to be saying, what did this person just do 3 weeks ago? Are they eating out more than I am? Are they at Starbucks more than me? Are they doing hauls that I could never afford to do? Are they driving around in a car that I could never even afford to finance? Are they living in a house that is humongous and I'm living in a little shack? Like, think about some of the stuff and say, does it make sense? There's nothing wrong with giving to people who need it. And there's nothing wrong with giving to people who don't need it. To anybody, if that's what's in your heart. But what I'm saying is, don't be deceived by sob stories. People should be aware of deception. I also don't feel like people should feel the pressure to be spending money if they're broke. When it comes to this holiday season and people not being able to afford toys and things of that sort, I know a lot of people feel the social pressure to provide for their family or especially their children toys and experiences, and they need to have everything they want and they need. But I personally feel like if you do not have the resources, it should be okay. I don't think it makes you less of a parent. And I don't think that anybody should put that pressure on anyone else to where it's like, if you don't do X, Y, and Z, you're not a good parent. Being a good parent is not just buying somebody material items on a holiday. I'd even say this might be a good time to conversate with your children and say, hey, this is not what Christmas is about. This is not just about us buying things and participating in consumerism and, molding you into be a person that just spends money blindly in society because it's a holiday. Most people can't even buy enough things to show how much they really love somebody. So we should just equate that to, it should not matter how many gifts you're able to get on a Christmas holiday. This does not equate to how much most of the people in your life really love you. What about making sure that you all can keep the lights on come the 1st of January? What about making sure that you can get them loans paid off? What about making sure you don't have to take out another loan to get more food? Because instead of getting a whole bunch of toys, you could have got more food or focused on not spending money on things you don't need. All of these other things are materialistic. They are things that, yeah, it would be nice, but if you can't afford it, it is what it is. It's even so bad that people will go into debt about it, but dang, scamming people on these holidays, and when people have eyes to see what the heck is going on, like, come on. And this is why I feel like my avocado toast video, when I'm talking about the different types of broke in this holiday season, is especially prevalent, because there are people who are quite literally living above their means. People who are like nurses. They have really good high-paying jobs. And I'm not saying that they can't struggle. And there are people that working at McDonald's. And we're talking about them living in these nice homes and with all these cars, and compared to a person making minimum wage who is not able to have that same earning potential. And this person is quite literally sometimes living above their means. And you may actually be broke, not able to figure out how you're going to afford the lights. And they are saying they are broke. Just have to be careful about who you're helping, especially if you're somebody who really don't have it like that anyway. A lot of the people out here are scamming, they're lying. These stories are what they are because they are choosing to spend their money in other ways. And come the holiday season, they may not be wanting to spend on their children. They would rather the strangers online do it.